let's close out the show real quick with talking about one more thing. As you guys know, sometimes we get comic reviews in advance, and this was delayed a little bit, but this week, um, we're we're traveling back in time to a bygone era where everything was a cartoon.
The
Uh,
70s.
and now they're bringing. Is that? This is not that old, is it?
No,
Oh,
90s.
okay. We're gonna be talking about Captain Planet and the Planeteers #1. This is a new book from Dynamite Comics.
That
Uh,
beard.
yeah, that's a. This is not the Don Cheadle version from Saturday Night Live, or from the not from Saturday Night Live, from
Funny or Die.
Funny or Die.
Funny or Die.
This is way different. This is written by David Pepos with art by Eman Casallos, and it deals with, if you're not familiar with Captain Planet,
He's a
Earth,
hero.
Fire, yeah, Earth, Fire, Wind, Water, and Heart. With the powers combined, they summon Earth's greatest champion, Captain Planet, but they need to learn to trust each other first. After Gaia, the High Priestess of Earth, has been kidnapped, the Planeteers are forced to come together against the newly formed Might of Lucian Plunder. What a name!
What a nickname. What a name.
Even with Captain Planet on their style, will it be enough to save the Earth itself? Um, so like I mentioned, I mean, David Pepper is going to be doing that Speed Racer comic as well.
Yeah.
And he's done a lot of really cool things, including the Space Ghost that we talked about a few months ago, and a whole lot of stuff. We have a whole interview with him on the channel, but I'll kick this off. I really enjoy this. I think it's a very good kind of retelling of the origin of the Planeteers and Captain Planet. There's a lot of action in it. There's a lot of really fun, kind of like, the mythology of the Planeteers is not something that's super clear in my head because it's been such a long time since I've really gotten into it. But this is just kind of fun. I wish it was a little bit longer because I wanted the story to keep going. Uh, but that's because it was like really well paced. Where I was just like, oh man, we're going, and all these things are happening, and like the memories are kind of reforming in my brain as I read this. But it's also put through a more contemporary lens too, and as you kind of get through the story, and the art's super cool. Like it just looks like it doesn't look like the cartoon, which sometimes I'm glad that they kind of change things up. But yeah, that's kind of my initial thoughts on this book. So Clay, what about you? How'd you feel about the Captain Planet numero uno?
I like David Peppo, so I wasn't able to finish it. That's the only problem. That's the only way I can't really judge it. But I did enjoy the art and the gathering of the Planeteers, like how he kind of sets that up in there. So yeah, I'm on board. I dig it. I just looked up. Yeah, Captain Planet was a 1990 cartoon, so it wasn't.
That's what I thought.
That old.
Yeah, I think this is the classic definition of like a first issue, like an old school first issue where you're like, we're setting out the structure of how the comic's going to get told. You introduce all the main characters, and at the end, you're like, well, you got to come back for issue number 2 because you're right. The story just it feel. I mean, it's 24 pages or however long a comic is. I feel like a lot of first issues are maybe a little supersized nowadays, where they try to get a little bit extra story. Yeah. But this very much feels like an old school, like this is a first issue. Yeah, you get where your points of conflicts are. The bad guy's got a very bad guy name.
yeah.
And it's a very basic. It doesn't deviate from the original Captain. Like Danny said, it just kind of modernizes it a little bit.
Including the look of Captain Planet himself and the kids too. Like I feel like in the cartoon they didn't really have a backstory, the Planeteers, at least not that I remember. And here you get to very efficiently in like a couple of panels learn about who they are and why they were chosen. Almost as if kind of like a Green Lantern chooses their bearer.
That's the vibe I got.
Yeah, it's very similar, right? So, and I mean, obviously, this is a Dynamite book, so they have a lot of very cool covers. So when you get to the shop on Wednesday,
I think that's a great cover.
Yeah, I do love that one.
He looks so cool. I love the kind of like the branches or the roots kind of going into him. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure that's going to look great on a chromium cover too.
The Jay Lee cover is also
that's
really
cool.
And it says it's connecting, so I'm wondering what else is like what it's,
Planeteers, maybe.
yeah, maybe to the Planeteers. Christian Ward, I mean, he does his really cool stuff with like the watercolor type of look. And then this is Ben Oliver. I like this one. This one gives me like a lot of. I felt like this Captain Planet was a little cockier than I remember from the cartoon.
This Captain Planet fucks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's a good middle ground between the Don Cheadle and the cartoon Captain Planet, right? But I like that. I like that he's a little cocky. But then one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is Captain Pollution was just like such a deviant. So I can't wait to see how he if you're making Captain Planet like this and updating him, like I feel like he's also gonna get an update in later on whenever he comes out. So yeah, I
want the dark gritty reboot. I want Captain Planet to go after the CEOs that pollute water and like execute them on television. Like just get real dark, and all the Planeteers are like, "What did we do? What did we do?"
Yeah, Clay's
really. That's what happens when you get teenagers with attitude.
I know. Yeah, that one's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I'm excited for this one. Like, I'm excited to see where this goes from here, because the way
I feel like Clay might get that, because there's a line in this book where she's like the Gaia, the mother of Earth, or whatever, the high priestess. She's like, I didn't know Captain Planet. Like, I thought you were a myth. And then he says something about how he hadn't been around in a very long time or whatever. So I'm sure there's going to be, and it's David Peppo, so I'm sure there's going to be some kind of like reconciliation for Captain Planet, where he's like, what the F did you guys do to the planet? Like,
right. Yeah, something.
We're going to have a team up with Greta Thunberg.
Yeah, 100%.
She's like, execute them all.
She definitely.
Captain Planet's definitely gonna pour some Campbell's soup on like the Mona Lisa or something.
Yeah, she would definitely get a ring.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else on this book you guys want to talk about? I think we kind of covered it.
We can recycle those covers.
That's right.
Every single one of them should be like, we use recycled paper for this Captain Planet.
Yeah. Should, right. I mean, this was supposed to be. I believe this was to come out on Earth Day, like a couple weeks ago, but things happen. Comics get rescheduled. So, but yeah, don't pollute, Planeteers. I wish
the power is yours.
Yeah, the power is yours. I wish it had like a 1 page in the back, like an old school type of comic that has more of the feel of the cartoon with a little PSA.
Oh yeah,
that would have been great if it had like little planetary facts or something at the end.
Yeah, but yeah, this is. I don't know. I like the way they're bringing all these properties back, and this one was a really fun one that I did not expect to be so excited about. But Captain Planet's got such a cool look. Like, he just looks cool. Like, such a cool design.
I feel like honestly, comics need to take, since we're no longer funding PBS or NPR. We need to start. We need to start educating kids through comics again.
Yeah.
So give us this one. Give us a Carmen Sandiego comic so they can learn about geography. Stuff like that.
Inspector Gadget. Learn about physics and stuff.
Give us the dark gritty reboot of Magic School Bus.
You defunded my school. I'm coming after you.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, there you have it. It's been a long.
We're going into the hearts of men.
Yeah.